Hello, dear passengers. This is your captain speaking, and we are about to take off for another episode of Adventulina. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Adventulina. Thank you for tuning in. I'm happy you decided to spend some time with your captain. And also, thank you for all the support and love you guys have been sending after Giovanna Silvestri's episode. We really appreciate it. Well, this week is another episode, another guest. Yep, you heard me right. I'll be joined by one more amazing female traveler, and her name is Sumar Henderson. Summer was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, but she's been living in Los Angeles for the last 10 years. She's a commercial and television actress and also a travel advisor. We love to hear it. I met Summer a few months ago, and it didn't take a while until I realized that I love her energy and I really want her on the podcast, so she was more than happy to come on. We had a great conversation, we talked, we laughed, we exchanged advice, we even played some games, and I think it turned out to be a great episode. Summer also organizes group trips, and her first one will be this September in Bali, Indonesia. Guys, this is an amazing opportunity for everyone who's been maybe postponing traveling, maybe didn't want to plan or didn't have anyone to go with. Now you can see new places, meet new people, and do everything without having to bother about the details. So stay with us, listen to the episode, or maybe watch. As you now know, we're available on YouTube. And enough from me. I give you guys Summer Henderson. Summer Henderson, welcome to Adventulina, and thank you so much for being a guest.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Of course. I already introduced you quickly to my audience, but can you please share a little bit more about yourself and just give us the essentials?
Okay. The essentials. I am originally from Detroit, Michigan, but I've moved to LA and I've been here for almost 10 years. I am an actress and a travel entrepreneur. So I think those are the basics.
Those are for sure awesome. So I kind of want to start from something that I'm always curious about, and it's like, do you have any vivid memories of maybe your first trip, or maybe tell me something about the first time you remember traveling? Do you remember how you felt? Do you remember where you were going? I kind of want to see where your travel bug kind of started, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Um, Honestly, I think my actual travel bug started. I think my first time going out of the country was to Jamaica, and I went
Mm-hmm.
to Negril for a friend's birthday, and that's really when it started. And it was actually like right after COVID. So maybe
Okay.
it was the lockdown. But right
Yeah.
after COVID, I feel like I went on like all of my trips back to back after that. So yeah, that was such a great experience. Even though we were still technically on lockdown when I was in Negril, it was still really fun. Yeah, just being able to see like their culture, try new foods, all the activities, like diving off
Mm-hmm.
of cliffs. It was just such a fun experience. And then after that, I started traveling a lot. I went to Paris, I went to Thailand, I went to St. Martin. I just went all these places like every year after that, probably about 2 or 3 trips a year.
Awesome. That's the dream, right?
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah.
Every year you can't do it, but that's the dream.
As often as possible,
As
right?
often as possible, yeah.
Yeah. And what type of traveler are you? Like, I have you on Instagram. I see you go on like girls trips and stuff. But
hmm
like, do you prefer traveling with maybe one person, maybe a bigger group, maybe solo? What's your way of traveling?
Yeah, I definitely I do a lot of girls trips. So I love traveling with friends. I definitely would say, yeah, traveling with friends. Normally not too big of a group, but maybe like 3 to 6 people I think would be
Mm-hmm.
ideal. I would love to get into solo traveling though. I feel like that's such a popular thing now and I'm
It
not sure
is.
how I would feel. So
Yeah.
I
I feel like a lot of people have a little bit of maybe doubt in the process, in the experience, or maybe in themselves. Because I've talked to a lot of people who are like, but what do I do if I end up by myself in a restaurant? I'm like, you are gonna end up by yourself in a restaurant at some point, unless you want to stay, in your accommodation the whole day. So you will have to get comfortable with
Mm-hmm.
being by yourself at, public places and stuff. But I
Yeah.
think there is a really, like, really huge confidence that comes from it, and beauty in general, because you learn how to be comfortable with yourself and how to navigate social situations and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And once you start doing it, it's something so powerful. For me, for example, that you feel like you can do anything. Like,
Do you solo travel a lot?
yeah, I want to say maybe like 50% of my trips, not even 50, maybe 70% of my trips were mostly like solo traveling, because I just didn't want to wait for anyone to come. And it's so
Right.
hard to just, match schedules with friends. Everyone
Yeah,
is working.
coordinating.
Everyone has their own things. And I totally understand, it's not something to be mad at. It's just like, okay, there's no one to go with. I'll go by myself. But at the same time, sometimes I wouldn't even ask anyone to get to the point that they're not available for me to decide to go by myself. I'm just like, I'm going, like, I
Yeah.
want to be by myself, or I see a very good deal, which we're going to get to later. But
Mm-hmm.
like, deals sometimes are the trigger for you to be like, I'm going. I cannot wait for anyone to confirm that these
Yeah.
dates work for them or they have the budget. So you just see it and you just book it. And that's how it happens sometimes.
Yeah,
But definitely, I
absolutely.
think something you would love.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
so.
I think so. I think the only thing that would make me nervous about solo traveling is just like the safety of it, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Just being a woman, being alone.
Of course.
But other than that, I don't mind, going to a restaurant by myself, doing an excursion
Yeah.
by myself, talking to people. That's totally fine. Just being like
Yeah.
somewhere else and, yeah, just the
Of
safety of it
course.
all.
Yeah. The safety always comes first. And I, for example, follow different things that I would never do when I'm by myself.
Hmm.
Like the simplest thing, for example, is like I don't post anything like at the moment. Some people are like,
Mm,
okay, now it's like if I'm in the States, for example, that's like a sunset and now it's like 1 p.m. That's not from now. I'm like, I know. I don't post at the moment because like I don't want to let people know where I am when I'm by myself, especially at a place that I'm not familiar with.
right.
Safety does come first. So I feel
Yeah.
like you have so much experience in general traveling that it's just maybe one solo trip. It just takes one solo trip and you'll be like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
hooked.
Yeah,
That's it.
definitely. I'm gonna have to get some more tips from you because that's a good tip.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. We can exchange some information for sure. And you have a deep passion for planning, just like me. I know we
Yeah.
share that passion. So I want to talk more about this. Can you walk me through like how you started planning your trips? What was the first trip you planned? And how did you decide to organize your trips this way instead of like going with the flow and like going there and figure it out on the go? Like, how did you decide to plan professionally?
Mhm.
Let's put it this way.
I think it's just my whole personality. Like, what do you call it? Like type A or type B, something. I'm
Yes.
one of those where I'm like, it's nice to kind of go with the flow a lot of the time, but when it comes to like maximizing the experience, I kind of like to be a little bit in control of that. So I think that's where
Yes.
that comes in. Like, okay, I have to make sure we have enough time to do all these things that I want to do. So
Yeah.
we need some organization for the trip. And sometimes, there are days where it's like, okay, there's a free day I'm always going to put in where you never know what could happen. But
Mm-hmm.
I like to kind of have a layout for that. And I've just always been that way.
Yeah.
So I think the first trip that I think was pretty like an very extensive itinerary was when I went to Paris because Paris is so big and there's so many
Mm-hmm.
restaurants, so many things to do, and I wanted to make sure I saw all the different neighborhoods. And I just enjoy it too. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people just like they don't want to do that research, and I'm like, I don't know, it excites me. I can sit on the computer for hours looking at
Oh my
all the
God.
things I want to do.
It's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror and listening to myself. Like
Yeah.
literally, like I wouldn't correct one single word of what you said. It's
Yeah.
like, it's the whole thing. It starts with just who you are. I believe I'm like this for many other things, not just traveling. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
like certain things organized in a way. And I completely agree with you. If you're organized and follow some kind of itinerary, you're going to explore way more places than you
Mm-hmm.
would if you just go and wander the streets. It is amazing sometimes to just go with the flow and figure out things at the moment. But
Mm-hmm.
I figured out for myself that sometimes gives me a little bit of anxiety. And I
Yes.
think I think it comes from the FOMO. Like, it probably took years for me to realize it, but I think it's just the FOMO of like, oh my God, I'm missing something really cool that I don't know about. Like, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
aware of this thing because I didn't do any research.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna see this on the internet, and I'm gonna be pissed because I missed it. I was maybe 2 or 3 blocks away, I didn't know
Yeah.
it was happening,
Yep.
and here I am back home sitting on the computer regretting
Yep.
it. So this FOMO just makes me wanna be in control, like you said.
Yeah.
And
That
the
makes total
enjoyment.
sense. And I have FOMO all the time.
Yeah.
Like my friends make fun of me, like, you have so much FOMO. And that makes sense.
Yeah, they make fun of you, but I'm sure they're thankful when you're the planner because they
Yep.
just go on the trip and you're the one who does the whole
They
job.
can just
The one who
relax.
Yeah, right. It is a job. It is a full-time job.
Yeah.
And for you, it actually is really a job because you're also a professional travel planner. Like, can you tell us more about what you do, a little bit of how you do it?
Yeah,
And maybe
yeah,
some
yeah.
people maybe some people listening will be like, that's really cool, I want to do that too. So give us
Yeah.
give us a tea.
Yeah, so I'm a travel advisor. So I have a access to a travel platform that allows me to book anything that's travel related. So hotels, cruises, flights, all inclusive resorts, and pretty much anything travel related. And I also help coach and mentor other people on how they can get started with booking travel and how they can be successful at it. Having that as an additional income. So there's
Yeah.
two parts to it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
And has your way of planning changed since you started being travel advisor? Like,
Mhm.
I'm sure you implemented all of your strategy prior to being a travel advisor to your job, but
Mhm.
did you gain any skills after you started being an advisor to, use for your personal trips?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, I didn't even say that. So part of it is creating itineraries, which not a lot of travel agents will do. They can book it for you, but maybe they don't do the research with like planning out a full itinerary for you, which that's the
Yes.
part that I most enjoy. So of course I included that as a service. I
Yeah.
think after becoming a travel agent, just things that I included were like I think the special touches on trips that I may not necessarily always do for myself, but I will do
Mm-hmm.
for other people, like just going the extra mile. Like, what else does the hotel have to offer? Like,
Yeah.
where I may not have done that research for myself, but maybe like the hotel does this, or there's different perks, or maybe there's just something extra to make the experience better. And I think that I
Yeah.
slowly start to do that for my trips too. Like, oh, I didn't know that this was a perk of this location or this hotel, or
Mm-hmm.
just having a different type of transportation, or any just the small things.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
makes sense. If you could give one general advice that would help people either with booking their trips or experiencing them, like, what would that advice be? Something that would generally help people with organizing their trip. What's your like
With
most favorite
organizing
hack?
their trip.
Yeah, what's your most favorite hack?
Um, I organizing their trip. I use my notes a lot, like the notes app,
Mm-hmm.
and I organize
Okay.
everything that way. I put the weather, I put a map of the entire place that I'm going, and I kind of make sure like I highlight each of the areas that I want to go to.
Love it.
And then I break them down so that because there's sometimes it's a lot to remember. So I'll put like for Paris, for example, or like this section, the what's it called, like the central station and then like the
Mm-hmm.
downtown area. I'll have it highlighted. I'll have like a breakdown of like what the vibe of that area is.
it's music to my ears. Just keep going. Just keep going. We find each
So
other.
it's kind of crazy, but yeah, I'm just very detailed and I put it all in
Sounds
my
perfect to
notes.
me.
So that way when I get there, even if I don't have an exact plan, I can look at it and say, this is what I'm feeling today. I kind of just
Yeah.
want to stroll through the park, or I want to go
Mm-hmm.
down to a more like, where is the nightlife or where is the best restaurants? And I kind of have it all laid out in my notes. And then since I go with friends, I add them all as collaborators. And then
Yeah.
everyone has all the details.
See, again, the benefit for the whole group. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I agree, just putting things in some visual way really helps
Mhm.
with you understanding the information. And it doesn't have to be, even if you just throw some things in your notes, as long as it's a little bit organized, just like you said, you take a look and you're like, oh my God, I feel like I want to go to a park today. And you have like a bunch of parks listed. So for
Mhm.
sure, a little bit at least of organizing helps. And I sometimes admire people. Admire is maybe not the right word, but I'm like, yeah, I guess admire them to a certain extent. Like they go to places they've never been before with like zero plans. They don't even know like the main attractions. And I'm like, wow, and how does this feel? Because
Yeah.
I've never experienced it. For me, it's like, I don't know. I really tried to go on a trip with no plan. And I'm
Did
like,
you
okay,
where?
it's just 3 days. It was here in California. We just went like south to Big Sur. But for me, it's still like, okay, I want to, look up some beaches or maybe some like vista points. Like there's still something that needs to be researched.
Mm.
Okay, I'm going to go with no plans and we'll just see where the car will take us. And then
Mhm.
we pulled over at a gas station to put some gas in and to go to the bathroom. And I went to the bathroom. I'm like, I can't do this. And I opened my phone and I started Googling. And my friends are like, what's going on? Like, you're taking forever. I'm like, yeah, I just, I'll be here in a minute. I need to change. And I just quickly put some places together. And I never told them. They'll probably listen to this and be like, is that what you did? Is that why you were late?
Right.
I just couldn't help it. So have you ever been on a trip with no plans or like close to zero planning, and how did you feel? Like, I'm super curious to hear now,
Yeah.
knowing that we're very similar. I want to hear if you have such
I'm
experience.
trying to think of a time. I'm like, maybe I need to try that to see. I probably would give me so much anxiety.
Yeah, it will.
um, so my friend, she put together her birthday for
Mm-hmm.
in St. Martin. So I was super busy before the trip and I didn't have planned to like do my research prior to.
To do
And
your
so,
thing.
yeah, so I was like, you know what? She's got it. I trust her. We travel together all the time. So
Yeah.
technically, I did go on that trip with zero plans because it wasn't my trip. It was her
Mm-hmm.
trip. So I was like, I'll just take the back seat.
Yeah.
But
But
I regretted it because I was like, I could have made this experience for your birthday so much better because it was like every morning, what do we do today? Do we go to the
yeah,
pool? Oh, where's the best restaurants? It was just like there's so much time wasted not knowing what to
sounds
do.
like, yeah. Yeah. I think I would feel the same way.
Yeah.
It can give you an anxiety for sure. And even if it's not your trip, you're still like, well, we should be doing something now, or we should know where to go. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
it was fine. We still had a great time, of course, but it was like, oh, I didn't even know they had a whole different side of the island we could have went to,
Hmm.
things like that. Like we could have maximized the experience.
Yeah. Do you like going back to places? If you have been somewhere, would you be down to go there for a second time, maybe in the next, I don't know, 3 up to 5 years? Or once you go
Yeah.
somewhere, you're like, I'm fine to maybe never come back.
No, I would love to go back because there's always something that I didn't do.
Yeah.
I feel like there for every place that I've been, there's always something else that I could have done or didn't get a chance to do. Or like when we were in Thailand, I never got to go to like the elephant sanctuary.
Okay.
So things
Yeah.
like that where I'm like, I missed that experience and now I have that FOMO. And
Hmm.
so I would love to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also organize group trips.
Yeah.
And can you talk to me more about where is the next one? What are the dates?
Yeah.
How many people are coming? If you have available spots, I think this is something very interesting, especially to some of my listeners who travel solo and maybe are looking to join a group. Maybe they're a little bit indecisive, like, should I go? Like, I don't want to be by myself. Tell us more about your next group trip, please.
It's going to be in Bali this September, September 16th to the 22nd. So 7 days, 6 nights. We're going to, I might say this wrong, Ubud in Canggu.
Uh-huh.
So I created this trip for people, for solo travelers or people who, like you said, like it's hard to coordinate with your friends. So maybe you could, go with a group of people who want to go to the same location as you. I'm really hoping for it to be a group of like-minded people who just want to go to the same location, have fun, make new friends, and just have a good time. Even they can venture off on their own and do other things, but I have a whole itinerary put together, and they'll feel safe, and just make friends. So I'm
Yeah.
very excited. I'm excited to see. We have 10 spots filled, so I have about 10 left. So I think my max will be 20 people. And
Okay.
it's a really, really great price, and it covers everything except for the
Mm-hmm.
flight. Yep,
Okay.
it covers the food, transportation, 4-star hotel accommodations. It covers all of the
Awesome.
activities. So I think for, to travel that far for that many days with all the things we have planned, I think it's a really good price. So I'm excited. This
Yeah.
will be my first
It's
one. So
Well, first of many, I'm sure, and people will just benefit from your talent to plan and to put everything together. So they will constantly have a chance to experience something cool. And like you said, if they want to venture on their own, they can do that as well. So everyone listening, please, if your plans include Bali for the next few months, and September is one of the nicest times of the year to go to Bali. So
yeah.
if you're still like a little undecisive, maybe now is the time to take the decision. So we're gonna link the group trip in the episode. So if people are interested, they can sign up.
Okay, yay.
Awesome.
Thank you. Have you
Of
been to
course.
Bali, Bart? I
I'm
can't
actually
imagine.
going a few weeks before the group trip that you're
Oh yeah, oh
organizing.
yeah, oh yeah. So you'll be able to give
Yeah.
me some recommendations.
I hope so. Yeah. So I'm currently planning that, and this is gonna be one of, I want to say, the most serious and big researches I will have to do, just because multiple islands will be included.
Mhm.
I'm going first to Singapore for like 4 or 5 days, and then going to Bali for about 12 days.
Okay.
So Singapore, I think I kind of planned it already. It's a city, so I plan cities pretty fast. But for Bali, I'm a little anxious in a good way, but it's just overwhelming how much information I have from different videos that I've saved, from different things I found on the internet. And on top of that, I have few friends who have been to Bali already. So like they're
Mm.
telling me something completely different. I'm like, okay, that's gonna be very hard to organize. And a small part of me really wishes I was one of these people. They would just go and be like, what am I doing today?
Yeah, yeah.
But I know if I do it, I'll regret it. So I'm like, let's not pretend that I'm someone I'm not.
Yeah.
I would just do I would just do my thing, and I'll see where it will take me. But of course, I will share some tips for sure once I'm back, and
Yeah.
hopefully one day I can join one of your trips. Who
Yeah.
knows?
We should go on a trip together.
Absolutely. I would love that.
Yeah.
And since you love planning so much, I'm curious to hear how you feel about packing, because packing is something really, I feel like, polar. Like people either hate it or they love it, and
Mhm.
most people hate it. I personally, I mention on this podcast very often, I think my listeners know it at this point. I love packing. I don't know what it is. I just love the feeling of getting ready to go
Leaving.
somewhere. Yes, leaving. And it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, it just gives me the excitement of, okay, I'm leaving soon. And on my way back, it's like even easier. Everything you see, you just put in your suitcase because you don't have to pick anything. Of course, please don't take the light in the hotel room or any of the other things. Just
Right.
everything yours, you see, you put it back. But how do you feel about packing? Do you like packing? Do you pack light? Do you overpack? What kind of packer are you?
I would say I like packing. I don't dislike it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that I like it. I do think that it takes a while for me to like get it organized on like what I should absolutely take and what I shouldn't take because I want to bring everything.
Of course.
But for the most part, I think I would say I like it. But you
Yeah.
mentioned going on like a 12-day trip. Now, I don't know. I've never been on a trip for that long. I think packing for that, I might hate because it's
Yeah,
too hard.
some it's too hard. Yeah, sometimes like the more days it's like, okay, I'm for sure gonna wear that at least a few times, or like, I
Okay,
have
that
to do
makes sense.
laundry there and something like this. But I feel like if it's a warm destination, if the weather is fine, if it's summer
Yeah.
weather, perfect. Because I have been able to fit in a carry-on and a backpack for like 3 weeks for
Yes.
like warm weather.
Yeah, for warm
But
weather, perfect. Cold weather,
yeah, cold weather, no. When I went to
yeah.
Alaska last year for like less than a week, and I barely fit in like a big suitcase. Like
Hmm.
every piece of clothing was like so huge that I had
Yeah.
to wear two of my jackets on the day of the flight. Like it was insane.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, but
I agree
for
with that.
Bali, I feel like for Bali we'll be fine because it's
Yeah.
gonna be pretty nice there. So yeah, and do you have anything that you usually use, you're always in need of, but you always forget packing? Or something that you always pack, you always have with you in your suitcase, but you never use? Do you have any of
That is
those?
a good question. What do I normally forget? Normally, for things I forget, which is so silly, it's normally like something essential, like
Hmm.
toothpaste or
Yeah.
something like that, where I'm not even thinking, I'm thinking about all the big things that I need, and then I forget to get essentials. Like, I like to bring, like, my own like loafahs or like
Hmm.
body rags, and yeah, I feel like those things I make sure that I have. No, I always do use those. I don't know of something that I bring and don't use.
Probably
Um,
some piece of clothing like, I'm gonna totally put that on that dinner or whatever, and then you end
yeah,
up never even thinking about it.
probably, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have, since you travel, you said like mostly you go on girls' trips and you
Hmm.
travel with like a group of friends. I'm sure you meet people when you travel, and being a group of friends probably sometimes puts you in a situation where you meet another group of friends and
Hmm.
maybe people vibe together, do something together.
Hmm.
Like, what is your favorite experience of meeting people abroad? Do you have a favorite experience of that?
Yeah, I feel like we pretty good with meeting people. In most of the places that I've been, actually, I've made friends with like the locals. It's normally locals, not other people traveling, but
That's even
always make
better.
like I know that I can go to Saint Martin or I can go back to London and like I'll have someone there I can like depend on to like show me somewhere and give me some advice. So I kind of make it a plan to meet locals and like become friends and stay in contact for that reason. So when
Hmm.
I come back, or just, it's just nice to have friends in different places.
To know someone, yeah.
Yeah.
And just meeting locals, just talking to locals, I think it's one of the best parts of traveling. It's like
Yeah.
you go there, you hear from them, they give you the best recommendations,
Mm-hmm.
and they also kind of like represent their country in your eyes. So whatever
Mm-hmm.
impression they make on you, most likely that's gonna stick with you. Like sometimes you
Exactly.
meet someone from a certain country, like, oh my god, this person is such a nice person, and then you start thinking of the country as such a nice country because
Exactly.
that's what you think of. So yeah, like meeting and talking to locals, that's one of my favorite things too, and it's just good to know that you have the best um the best ideas and the best recommendations when you're there, and
Yeah.
especially like you said, if you come back and get to meet them again, that's even better.
Exactly.
Awesome. With so many trips that you have done already, especially for the last few years, I wonder, do you have like a favorite moment that you would like to relive one day, or maybe soon, or maybe now? Like, what would be your favorite travel memory so far? I'm sure the best are, yet to come, but so far.
My favorite memory. I have so many. Oh my God. That's why I love traveling with my friends. I'm just one of those people. I just have so much fun no matter we could be in a cardboard box and I'm having a great
Yeah,
time. So
that's the
there's
best.
so many good memories. Uh, The first one that comes to mind probably are all the things that go wrong on the trip.
Yeah, those are the best stories, right?
Yeah, because last year when I went to London and Amsterdam, and again, we didn't know that the best way to travel in between both places was to fly, that would be the best thing, and so we took the train. And they're just from the moment we left London, everything just went downhill. But it's just so
Yeah.
funny now. Like we were just like
Now when you look
laughing,
back,
crying through the pain. It was just like a really long train ride. It was so packed. The train stopped, like it complete, like the broke down.
oh
So
my
we had
God.
to get off. We had to get on another train. It's like 100 degrees. We went the hottest week of the year. So it was like
Yeah,
so hot. We get there, our hotel room is like in Amsterdam. They're like really small hallways, and we had to carry all of our suitcases up on this like slanted hallway.
yeah.
And it's just so we're just like laughing at trying to do all of these absurd things that we didn't predict was going to happen, and just like running through the city so we won't miss our cruise canal that we
Hmm.
booked, like just literally running miles to make it to this excursion. Like
Wow.
those are my best memories, like all the things you can't possibly know it's going to happen, like
True, true. And it's always better to handle those things with someone. I feel like
exactly.
sometimes when plans don't go as planned, it's harder when you're by yourself because you
Hmm.
kind of start blaming yourself. Oh, I could have got on the plane. Like
Hmm.
I shouldn't have booked this train. And like when you're with someone, it's like the pressure kind of goes down and you
Yeah,
are able to make each other laugh and make fun of the whole situation. So yeah, I
exactly.
guess preferably plans get ruined when you're in a group setting. That would be great. Just no solo
Exactly.
trips.
Exactly. And if
No
something
solo trips.
happens, like someone can, help you or get you. Like my
Yeah.
my friend got stuck. It's so many bad things happened that trip. So many.
I kind of
My
want to hear
friend
more
got
now.
stuck. She got stuck in Amsterdam because she gave me her passport and I flew out before her because we decided to fly back. So then I had to take the
No.
train to Brussels to meet her in Brussels. It was just, but it's all so
Wow.
funny now.
Right? Like
At the
even
time,
for
it
everyone
wasn't.
else. At the time, I'm sure it wasn't.
Yeah.
Especially stuff related to a passport. Those are probably like the least entertaining stories when you're living them. Later on, you
Yeah.
can laugh, but yeah, anything
Yeah.
related to your passport is just it's not fun
Yeah.
at the moment.
Disaster.
Wow. But yeah, you're right. If there are no ruined plans, there will be no good stories. So
Exactly.
we are thankful for those two.
Yeah, exactly.
And before we wrap up, I want to play a couple of games that I call this or that. So I'm going
Mhm.
to give you two options and you're going to give me your answer. Ready?
Okay.
Of course, it's all travel related. First one would be carry on or checked in luggage.
Mm, checked because it's bigger.
Checked in. Bringing water bottle or buying water at the airport.
Bringing water bottle.
Flying or a road trip for short distance.
Fly.
Fly. Looking sexy at the airport or being comfortable and not that sexy.
I'm going to say looking comfortable, but I have made it my plan this year to look better at the airport.
To mix both, to be
Yeah.
comfortable and to be sexy.
Comfortable and cute.
Okay,
Yeah.
love that. Love that. Window seat or aisle seat?
Window.
Window. Yeah, I never put middle because I feel like who the hell would pick middle seat?
No one.
Like no one in their sanity would pick that. But look, if you do it, we support you. We don't judge
Yeah.
here, so good for you. Okay, coffee before the flight or during the flight?
During.
During. Posting stories at the moment or posting later?
Later.
Later. That's because I told you not to post it. I'm
My
just kidding.
plan is always to post in the moment, but I'm normally forget and then I end up posting it later.
Yeah. I always post later. Like sometimes I would post the day after because I'm just trying to live in the moment. A filter or for like caption. This is too much to deal with. I'm gonna do it later.
Yeah.
I have one more. And it's related to countries. So I will tell you a name of the country, and you have to tell me the first thing that comes to mind. It doesn't matter if you have been there or not.
Okay.
Whatever comes to mind, you can tell me. Switzerland.
Expensive.
I had the same answer, by the way. Turkey.
Hot air balloon.
Brazil.
Fireworks.
Okay. India.
I want to go to India so bad. I would say
That can be the first thought.
colorful too.
Colorful. Okay. Mexico.
Fajitas. Food.
Okay. Yep. Egypt.
Hot. Pyramids.
France.
Macarons.
Okay. Canada.
Close to home.
That's the last one. Last one is South Africa.
Goals. Life goal.
Okay. Love that. Yeah, true. Okay, do you want to do one more?
Sure.
Or it's too much already?
No,
Okay.
Sure.
The other one is like the opposite. I'm gonna tell you a phrase and you're gonna tell me which country you're thinking of when you hear it. Ready?
Okay.
Best food.
Thailand.
Friendliest people.
Jamaica.
Most beautiful nature.
Thailand.
Looking like out of this world.
Santorini.
Most hectic. It can be a city or a country. It doesn't have to be specifically a country.
Miami.
Okay. Most relaxing.
Santorini.
Most crowded. Santorini in summer.
Right. Yeah, Santorini in the summer. London was
more.
pretty crowded too. I feel like London had a lot of people there too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Most underrated. That's my favorite one.
Most underrated. Maybe I feel like a lot of people haven't been to Thailand. I think that it could be a little underrated because it's my absolute favorite place.
Yeah.
And a lot of people haven't been, yeah.
They should go. I've never been either, but it's very high on my list, so hopefully I'll make it soon, and then I'll reach out for some tips.
Place. It's so cheap too.
Yeah,
which I love.
Yeah,
if you're looking for an affordable place.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. I feel like in this area, like Thailand and Indonesia are probably the most popular destinations, especially for like digital nomads nowadays. So definitely very popular right now, both of them. Yeah.
I can see why.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of coming to an end of the episode, but I want to let everyone know where they can find you. Can you share with us your website, your Instagram handle, everything and every place that we can find you on?
Yeah. So my Instagram handle is Summer Marie. And my travel page is summertime.travel. My website is summertime.com.
Awesome. And on your website, people can find different itineraries and they can get them from the website, correct?
Yep.
And if anyone is interested, again, in the Bali group trip, we're going to link this in the description of the episode. And how about people who are interested in the travel advisory thing? Like, how can they contact you about this?
I will also be on the website and it'll be labeled Work With Me.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, Summer, thank you so much for coming on Adventulina. It was great talking to you. I had so much fun. We should do it again.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Of course. Thank you for your time. And I know it's your birthday tomorrow. So happy early birthday.
Thank you.
And hope you have amazing trip to Bali and to all the other destinations you're planning. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
So this is all from this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you really liked it. Go give Summer some love in the comments, follow her on Instagram, check out her website, and sign up for that Bali trip. You heard her. She only has 10 spots left, so maybe that's your chance. Thank you guys again. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon in my next episode, which is landing shortly. Until then, bon voyage!